I want to dance for bands, particularly like rock bands, alternative rock bands, and like blues bands. And so I'm going to these bands and I'm you know, saying like I want to dance for you guys, and they're going like, that's great, it's awesome, you know, we were so happy to hear that, but we don't know how that would work,
right?
Because a lot of the time there's not a lot of room on the stage. And so basically I'm like, okay, well I have to like show them somehow, like on a video or something, but I don't know like how to make the video look quite at, you know, to fit the concept, like with the lighting, with the mood, with the stage, everything like that. So
yeah, I think I can only sort of speak to what I did. As far as finding the right connection to work with a band, I think that has to do with a lot of trial and error. I don't know necessarily, yeah, I think it has to do with a lot of trial and error and a lot of willingness to be extremely adaptable. I've performed on huge festival stages at music folk festivals where I had more space than I knew what to do with, and I've performed in spaces where I literally had 3 feet of space, or I would, you know, be hitting the drum kit. And so you do have to definitely be adaptable and creative about how you're going to work within this dynamic. I think also the interesting thing about working with a band is that they have a dynamic. They have something that they've made that is a parcel that they didn't necessarily dream of having a dancer. So you are trying to get into something which I think is amazing, and I think I hope that there are more bands with dancers and performers. But you have to be a bit creative about how you fit yourself into their vision, and what are they already presenting, and how can you add to that versus being sort of a separate entity to their thing.
Like how to make them think that they would need you, or
how can you be an asset, to their, because you also become another person for them to pay, which, you know, has its own pluses and minuses and all of those things. After some time, it became the band it was being requested that I be on the show. Like, is your dancer coming? That kind of thing. You sort of need to. So what I would suggest is, if there are particular bands that you're interested in, and maybe they're friends or colleagues of some sort, look at their touring season and look at, okay, they have a big festival in Calgary, in Regina, in Vancouver. I can conceivably find a way to be at those big festivals and to take advantage of those large spaces and show them this opportunity. I did a lot of touring with this band, sort of partly on my own dime a little bit sometimes. Like, you sort of really have to prove yourself. Why does a dancer want to fit into something that is already constructed? And I think you have to do it actually in the work. I don't know how you would sort of present to them, unless you're interested in doing music videos for them, that kind of thing, which would be a separate thing. I'm not sure that video would necessarily give them the idea of what it is to be on stage with them and part of their show. I would offer to do some shows with them, and see if they're open to that, and then sort of take it from there. Certainly if they can come and see your work a little bit, or a promo video could be good, but I don't know that it needs to be necessarily tailored to a music show. Okay. Yeah. Does that help you? Yeah. Okay. I'm happy to talk about that more if you want. Yeah. Okay, I'll just end by saying then be ambitious. Ask for help, support other people in your community. We don't need to do this all alone all the time, you know, and sort of have our own shows all the time. I think we're in a time where we have to work together. We just have to.